We rarely think about how goods travel the globe, but behind every delivery is a network of ships, ports, and crucially, canals. These canals are the unsung heroes of global trade. These man-made waterways are the shortcuts of global commerce, letting ships bypass continents and slashing shipping costs and time. They are the arteries through which the lifeblood of the global economy flows. Without them, many products would be far more expensive or simply unavailable. Imagine a world where everyday items are luxuries. From the ancient Grand Canal in China, which has been a vital trade route for centuries, to the Suez and Panama Canals, which are pivotal in modern shipping, these routes have redrawn economic maps and determined which nations thrive. They are the invisible threads that weave the fabric of global trade. Today, global trade is bigger than ever, and existing canals are straining under the pressure of larger ships and climate challenges. The demand for efficient trade routes has never been higher. Droughts and bottlenecks threaten the smooth flow of goods, making supply chains vulnerable. These challenges highlight the need for innovation and expansion. This has sparked a new era of canal construction, as nations race to secure faster, more reliable trade routes. The future of global trade depends on these new developments. China is leading with massive new projects, aiming to reshape global commerce. Their ambition is to create new pathways for trade. These aren't just upgrades, they're new routes that could change the flow of goods and money for decades. They represent a new chapter in the story of global trade. The map of global trade is being redrawn, creating both opportunities and challenges. The future is being shaped by these new routes. Canals remain the hidden engines of the world economy, more vital now than ever. They are the silent facilitators of our interconnected world. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the Western Hemisphere's key maritime shortcut, saving ships thousands of miles and weeks of travel. Its system of locks, powered by fresh water from Gatun Lake, has enabled about 6% of world trade to pass through. But climate change is exposing its vulnerability. In 2023, a severe drought dropped water levels, forcing restrictions and causing massive shipping delays. The resulting bottlenecks sent shockwaves through global supply chains, highlighting the risks of relying on a single, climate-sensitive route. While the canal has recovered somewhat, the incident was a wake-up call. Shippers and nations are now urgently seeking alternatives. In today's world, having more than one way to cross the Americas is a strategic necessity. In Guangxi, China is building the $10 billion Pinglu Canal, a new artery for booming trade with Southeast Asia. Stretching 135 kilometers, it will connect China's inland provinces directly to the sea, bypassing congested routes. The canal is central to China's strategy to link its western industrial centers to global markets, slashing shipping times from weeks to days. Designed for ships up to 5,000 tons, it's a modern engineering feat with major economic implications. President Xi Jinping has personally endorsed the project, underscoring its strategic importance. The canal will boost Guangxi's economy and deepen China's integration with ASEAN nations. For China, it's both an economic and strategic asset, enhancing its presence in the South China Sea. For neighbors like Vietnam, it raises concerns about China's growing influence. The Pinglu Canal is more than infrastructure. It's a bold move to reshape regional trade. The dream of a Nicaraguan canal has returned, this time with a new plan, stronger international backing, and a renewed sense of urgency. For over a century, the idea of a canal through Nicaragua has captured imaginations. But now, global trade shifts and climate challenges are giving it new momentum. In late 2024, Nicaragua announced a rerouted, ambitious canal project, spanning 445 kilometers, deeper and wider than Panama's, and specifically engineered to accommodate the world's largest ships. The new route is designed to minimize environmental disruption while maximizing economic impact. With an estimated $64.5 billion price tag, the project promises thousands of jobs, a surge in economic growth, and is pitched as a long-term solution to global shipping bottlenecks. Supporters say it could transform Nicaragua into a major logistics hub for the Americas. Crucially, China is now directly involved, with state-owned companies signing on for major infrastructure work. Their expertise and financial muscle are seen as key to making the canal a reality, and their involvement signals a shift in global infrastructure alliances. For China, a Nicaraguan canal offers a strategic new route to the U.S. East Coast, outside U.S. control, and could reshape global shipping patterns for decades to come. The timing is no accident. Panama's historic drought has made alternatives more attractive, with ships facing delays and higher costs as water levels drop. Environmental and economic doubts remain, with critics warning of risks to local communities and fragile ecosystems. Still, the project is now a serious contender on the world stage. Backed by Chinese interests and international attention, Nicaragua's canal is once again at the center of global trade debates, sparking both hope and controversy. The world is watching closely to see if this bold vision, long considered impossible, can finally become reality, and what it will mean for the future of global commerce. Comparing Panama, Pinglu, and Nicaragua reveals the changing face of global trade. These three canal projects, each at different stages and in different regions, highlight how nations are reimagining their roles in the global economy. The Panama Canal, stretching 82 kilometers, has long been a vital but aging link between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Once a marvel of engineering, it now faces new challenges, vulnerable to climate change, water shortages, and capacity limits as ships grow ever larger. The Pinglu Canal, at 135 kilometers, is a modern regional powerhouse. Built to connect China's industrial heartland to Southeast Asia, it's designed to optimize supply chains, boost trade, and support China's growing economic influence in the region. Nicaragua's proposed 445-kilometer canal is the most ambitious of all. If completed, it would be able to handle the world's largest ships, directly competing with Panama, and potentially transforming Nicaragua into a major global trade hub. Each project reflects different ambitions. Panama's struggle to adapt to new realities, Pinglu's focus on regional integration and efficiency, and Nicaragua's bold bid for global relevance, despite facing environmental and political hurdles. Together, these canals show a world in transition, where old certainties are being challenged and new opportunities are emerging for countries willing to invest in infrastructure. New routes are emerging to meet the demands of bigger ships, shifting trade patterns, and the relentless pace of globalization. The future of global commerce will be shaped by these bold new shortcuts, as nations compete to control the arteries of world trade. The race to control trade routes is more intense and more strategic than ever, with each canal representing a new chapter in the story of global connectivity. New canals like Pinglu and Nicaragua promise faster, cheaper shipping, cutting transit times from weeks to days. For businesses, this means lower costs and more responsive supply chains. For consumers, it could mean lower prices. These routes open new markets, making inland regions more competitive and boosting exports. Massive construction projects create jobs and stimulate local economies, with long-term benefits from transit fees and port operations. For developing nations, this can be transformative. More routes also mean greater resilience. If one canal is blocked, others can keep trade moving. The world learned the risks of choke points from the Suez and Panama disruptions. Diversifying trade routes helps prevent catastrophic delays. In a volatile world, robust infrastructure is a global advantage. These new waterways could redefine prosperity for entire regions. The promise of new canals comes with huge risks. The costs are staggering: $10 billion for Pinglu, over $64 billion for Nicaragua, posing financial risks for host nations. If traffic falls short, these projects could become costly failures. Environmental impacts are severe massive excavation, habitat destruction, and threats to vital water sources. In Nicaragua, concerns persist about deforestation and contamination of Lake Nicaragua. Geopolitically, these canals are strategic assets, and China's involvement raises tensions with the US and regional neighbors. The Pinglu Canal strengthens China's position in the South China Sea. A Nicaraguan canal would give China a foothold in Central America. These projects could spark new rivalries and instability. Economic viability and political stability are far from guaranteed. The path to new trade routes is fraught with peril as well as promise. We're entering a new era in global trade, as new canals reshape the world's shipping map. China's Pinglu Canal and Nicaragua's revived project signal a shift from old choke points to a more complex, multi-route system. These projects could shift economic power, deepen alliances, and challenge established trade patterns. But the risks, financial, environmental, and geopolitical, are immense. Success will depend on careful management and international cooperation. These canals are both an opportunity and a test for the global community. Whether they foster cooperation or rivalry will shape the future of commerce. One thing is clear: the new arteries of trade being dug today will define tomorrow's world.